to the channel, guys. If you own an Axial Ryft and you're in two minds of whether to turn it into a crawler rather than a rock bouncer, this is what I did to achieve that goal. So first off, for slow modulation for crawling, which you need, out of the box it will not work, as it comes with a firmer ESC and a motor, which is great for rock bouncing, has plenty of high-end power, crazy speeds in 4S, but it's not what we're looking for. And plus, if you try to crawl it with that motor and ESC, it is very, very coggy, because it does not like low end. It clonks about like anything. So yeah, so the motor and ESC, you will not get crawling. So the first thing is you will need a censored ESC and motor. Now what I mean by censored, what I bought is this. This is the Hobbywing Fusion SE, and it's basically a motor and ESC in one, which is handy. So it's like, makes it like nice tidy builds. They do this in a 1200, an 1800 and a 2300, I believe. Now the reason I've gone for the 1200 over the 1800, where a lot of people do use for crawlers, is because of the size and the weight of the car. For a temper scale, it is big. I thought with the 1200 you're going to get a lot more wiggle room, so that's what I went for. Now as for gearing and motors, and motor pinion should I say, it comes standard with a 17 tooth pinion, and these are all mod 1 gears in here. The motor, the Fusion, hasn't got a 5mm shaft for the mod 1 gears. It comes with like a 3.175 shaft, so you'll need to buy the little reducer collar, which you can pick up off eBay or something like that, and it's basically a 3.175 to 5mm motor shaft reducer, and that's all you'll need, and then you can run the mod 1 gears, which are in the gearbox. Now the smallest pinion you're going to fit with the stock gearbox is a 12 tooth. You've got like a section of holes around the side, and you have to line it up, and you cannot get any closer than a 12 tooth pinion. People argue and say you can get 11 or even a 10, but unless you're cutting away through the gearbox, it's not going to happen. So the 12 tooth is the smallest you are going to get away with, and the motor is hard up against the gearbox, believe me. So that's not going to work. A lot of people have ran Fusions in these, maybe 1800s, and had heat problems. This is another reason I went for the 1200. So I first took it out at Bradgate Park and gave this a test crawl, and it performed amazingly. Now I'll leave a link in the description, so this video is not going to be a running video, but I will leave a link in the description of the first test run of this with this motor system, and you'll see for yourselves how good it actually works. So yeah, I checked the temperatures after having taken it out. Now a motor, a brushless motor, don't really want to be seeing past 150 Fahrenheit. If you can keep it below 120, 100 even, the cooler you can run these, the longer they're going to last. Now I took it out, it didn't have a fan on it, I'll mention that in a moment. Stock 12 tooth pinion, I took it out and I tried to on purposely get it hot. I got it on some really steep climbs, got it tangled up in rocks, and gave it a hard time to try it, because they're saying the gearing's too high and all this. So I thought, let's put it to a test. And the most I got on that motor was about 127 Fahrenheit, which is still well within the ballpark. It's not, that ain't crazy hot, to be fair. It's warm to the touch, don't get me wrong. But I thought by adding a fan as well, this is just an ESC fan, cheap ESC fan, you can pick them up for like 7-8 quid, UK pounds. And I've just foam taped it on here. Now running this, my motors, my temperature should I say, do not get, I think the highest I've managed to see it get to about 105, which is absolutely perfect. So yeah, people will be arguing, oh, you need the 2-speed gearbox with the low drive and all this, and change this out and change it. You don't. If you just want a quick way to get this crawling, Hobbywing Fusion 1200, and you're in. I mean, you don't even have to use the fan, to be fair. It's only if you're getting a really hot day or something like that, but it's perfectly usable. Now, For weight, I probably would recommend a bit of weight if you've got a stock one, because they come with plastic and everything. Whereas this one, I mean, this one does have aluminium axles and aluminium places. It also comes with a sway bar, which is here. Now, and that screws into there basically. The sway bar, don't get me wrong, if you're using this for rock bouncing, absolutely brilliant. It stops it rolling over at high speeds and whatnot. But if you want to use it for rock crawling, you need to get rid of that because it won't let it articulate properly. With that off, it can the car can actually articulate and flex about how it should, rather than bringing the back wheels up together. So yeah, I wouldn't use the sway bar if you're going to crawl it. And the shock normally mounts over here. Put the shock back as far as you can to this point here, and that allows more articulation. Other than that, what else did I do to it? So it comes with a servo saver, and the servo saver is very soft. So if you get it tends to knock the steering about a bit and put you into awkward situations. I went to change the servo warner and I realised it was a 23 tooth and I didn't have one in stock. So all I've done for now is took this apart, glued it and screwed it. There's a screw that goes right through the shaft, so that can't move. So it's basically locked out. I'll probably upgrade this anyway because it ain't the fastest of servos. Other than that, I've removed the figures. I wasn't sure whether to keep them in or keep them out, but yeah, I'll probably leave them off, to be fair. Looks more business-like. Let's show you a little demo on how slow this actually crawls. Sorry guys, I'm working on my kitchen table here as my workshop is absolutely full of rubbish at the moment, so it's a bit awkward, so bear with me. Just works off a switch on the top. As you can hear, the fan is very quiet. Now if I was to crawl this as slow as I can with the trigger, I'm not going to use any trim. As you can see, the modulation is absolutely perfect. You can use this very, very slow, and if you want to climb things, it doesn't, obviously no struggle. You can hear that little sounds like Predator. That's just basically the gears. It's got Mod 1 gears in there, they're quite noisy, that's all. But this car crawls like a champ. So there ain't a lot you need to do to get it into a crawler, to be fair. Like I say, I'm going to leave a link in the description at Bradgate Park where I first ran it with this motor, and you can see for yourselves. But yeah, so if you are in two minds of turning the Ryft into a crawler, that's how I did it. So yeah, sorry for the quick video edit there guys. I have missed a very important aspect which I forgot to mention. So basically the Ryft comes with 3 diffs. A front, centre in the gearbox and a back, and they are open diffs. You will need to lock them diffs for crawling, otherwise you'll have wheels turning when you don't want them, and you want all 4 wheels engaged, so you will need to lock them diffs. Now you can buy the Axial Ryft diff lockers, which are about £10–12 each, little brass things. You take the diff gears out and then you just push that in and it replaces it, it just locks it out completely. Other than that, you can do what I did and use silicone earplugs. And silicone earplugs, just take the gears out, like I say, not take the gears out, sorry, take the oil out, pack it with silicone earplugs, and it will literally lock them diffs out 95%. Good enough for crawling anyway. So yes, anyway, enough waffling. If you'd like any more information or answer any questions, please leave a comment in the comment box and I will try my best to answer any questions. But for now, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.